My son appeared at my house with nothing but his truck. His wife had taken everything: the house, the savings, the kids, and somehow she had turned my grandchildren against me. They wouldn't even take my calls. I'm Jack Morrison, retired Marine, 25 years of service. I spent my life protecting my country, and now I couldn't protect my own son or grandkids. But I'm a Marine. We don't give up. We adapt. We overcome. The day Michael showed up at my door, broken and defeated, I made him a promise. We're going to fix this. We're going to get your kids back. And we're going to make sure your ex-wife pays for every lie she told. My name is Jack Morrison. I want you to know that right now. I'm glad you're here watching this. If this story resonates with you, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments where you're watching from. Because what I'm about to tell you is about family, betrayal, parental alienation, and how a retired Marine used military strategy to win a war against a woman who tried to destroy my son. She didn't know who she was dealing with. That was her first mistake. Let me take you back to where this started. 2 years ago, my son Michael was 38 years old, married to Jennifer Walsh for 15 years. They had 3 kids: Emma, 13, Jake, 11, Sophie, 8. Beautiful kids. Smart, kind, full of life and potential. I saw them every Sunday for family dinner at my house. It was our tradition. Started when Emma was born, every Sunday no matter what. Rain or shine, holidays or regular weekends. Sunday was family day. I would grill burgers or steaks on my outdoor grill. The kids would swim in the pool I had built specifically so they would want to come over. We would play Marco Polo. I would throw them in the air, and they would squeal with laughter. Emma used to call me Papa Bear because I gave the best hugs. Jake loved hearing my war stories. He would sit next to me after dinner and ask questions about the Marines, about deployments, about what it was like serving our country. He said he wanted to be a Marine someday like his grandpa. Sophie, the youngest, was my shadow. Followed me everywhere. Helped me in the garden. Helped me clean the grill. Helped me set the table. She called me her best friend. Those Sundays were everything to me. My wife died 12 years ago. Cancer. Breast cancer that spread everywhere. Patricia, the love of my life. Married 41 years. After she died, those Sunday dinners with Michael and the grandkids kept me going. Gave me purpose. Gave me a reason to get out of bed. I would spend all week planning what to cook, what activities we would do, what stories I would tell. Jennifer would sit on the patio during these dinners, drinking wine and checking her phone. Always on her phone. Texting, scrolling, barely participating in conversation. I should have paid more attention to that, to how disconnected she was, to how she seemed annoyed by our family traditions, to how she would make comments. We should really do our own thing on Sundays sometimes. The kids need to see their other grandparents too. Michael would tell her we could see her parents on Saturdays, that Sundays were for my dad. He's alone now. We're all he has. Jennifer would roll her eyes when she thought I wasn't looking. But I saw. I'm a trained observer. 25 years of military intelligence work teaches you to notice everything. I noticed Jennifer's discontent, her resentment, her desire to be anywhere but at my house with our family. I just didn't understand what it meant. I didn't see it as a warning sign of what was coming. That was my mistake. Michael worked as an engineer at an aerospace company. Good job, good salary. Around $90,000 a year. Jennifer was a real estate agent. Or at least, that's what she said she was doing. She claimed she was building her business, going to showings, meeting clients. But I found out later most of that was a lie. She was barely selling houses, maybe 1 or 2 a year. But she was spending money like she was selling dozens. Designer clothes, expensive salon appointments, new car every 2 years. Michael paid for all of it. He worked overtime, took on extra projects, did whatever it took to keep Jennifer happy and provide for the kids. He was a good husband, a good father, and she took advantage of that. They lived in a nice house in the suburbs. 4 bedrooms, 2-car garage, pool, worth about $600,000. They had been paying the mortgage for 12 years, had about $300,000 in equity. They had savings, retirement accounts, college funds for the kids. Michael had worked hard to build that life, and Jennifer was planning to take all of it. The first sign something was wrong came about 6 months before Michael showed up at my door. He called me on a Tuesday night. Late. After 10. "Dad," he said, "can I come over? I need to talk." "Of course," I said. He showed up 20 minutes later, sat at my kitchen table, looked exhausted, defeated. "What's going on?" I asked. "Jennifer wants a divorce," he said, just like that. "She sat me down tonight and said she's not happy, hasn't been happy for years. She wants out." I felt my blood run cold. "Do you want a divorce?" I asked. "No," Michael said. "I love her. I want to work on things, but she won't even consider counseling. She said her mind is made up." "Have you two been having problems?" I asked. Michael shook his head. "I thought things were fine. We've been busy with the kids and work, but I thought we were okay. She never said anything was wrong. Then suddenly she wants a divorce. I told Michael to get a lawyer. Immediately. Don't sign anything. Don't agree to anything. Protect yourself and protect your kids." He nodded. But I could see he was still hoping it wouldn't come to that. Still hoping Jennifer would change her mind. That was his first mistake. Jennifer moved out 2 weeks later. Said she needed space. Said she was staying with her sister. She took half the furniture. Said she'd be in touch through her attorney. Michael was devastated. But he tried to stay strong for the kids. They stayed with him in the house. He got them to school, made their meals, helped with homework, tried to maintain normalcy while his world was falling apart. I came over 3 or 4 times a week, helped with the kids, took them to their activities, tried to support Michael however I could. The kids were confused, sad. Emma, the oldest, kept asking when Mom was coming home. Michael told them the truth, that Mom and Dad were having some problems, that they loved the kids very much, that this wasn't the kids' fault. He handled it well, better than I would have at his age. Then the legal papers came. Jennifer wasn't just asking for a divorce. She was asking for full custody of the kids, sole physical and legal custody. She wanted Michael to have supervised visitation only, supervised, like he was a danger to his own children. She wanted the house, wanted Michael to keep paying the mortgage while she lived there with the kids, wanted 70% of all marital assets, wanted child support of $2,500 a month, wanted spousal support of $1,500 a month. She was trying to destroy him financially while taking his kids away. Michael's attorney, a guy named Robert Chen, was shocked. "This is one of the most aggressive filings I've seen in a standard divorce," he said. "She's claiming you're an unfit parent, that you're verbally abusive, that you have anger issues, that the children are afraid of you." None of it was true. Michael had never raised his hand to anyone in his life, never screamed at the kids, never been anything but a loving, involved father. But Jennifer was lying, creating a narrative to justify taking everything. "Why would she do this?" Michael asked me. "We were sitting in my living room going through the legal documents. Why would she lie about me being a bad father? She knows that's not true." "Because she wants everything," I said. "And the only way to get full custody and maximum financial support is to paint you as a villain. This is a strategy. She's being coached by someone, probably her attorney." Robert confirmed this. Jennifer's attorney was a woman named Diana Fletcher, known for aggressive tactics in divorces, known for parental alienation cases, known for destroying fathers to benefit mothers. This was going to be a war. The custody evaluation started 3 months into the divorce proceedings. A court-appointed psychologist named Dr. Sarah Martinez would interview both parents, interview the kids, observe interactions, and make recommendations to the court about custody. Michael was nervous but confident. He knew he was a good father. He knew the kids loved him. He had coached Emma's soccer team for 3 years. He had never missed one of Jake's basketball games. He had read bedtime stories to Sophie every single night since she was born. He thought the truth would come out. He thought his relationship with his kids would speak for itself. But Jennifer had been preparing. For months, she had been slowly poisoning the kids against Michael. Subtle things at first. Things so small, Michael didn't even notice them. Offhand comments when Michael wasn't around. Mom and Dad are getting divorced because Dad doesn't make Mom happy anymore. Dad works too much, that's why Mom is sad. Dad doesn't care about us as much as Mom does, that's why he works late. Then it escalated. The comments became darker, more sinister, more calculated. Dad has anger problems, you just don't see it. Dad scares Mom, that's why she had to leave. Mom left because she was afraid of what Dad might do. Remember that time Dad raised his voice? That's not normal. That's abuse. Jennifer would show the kids articles about emotional abuse, about controlling behavior, about anger management. She would say, "This is what Dad does." She was gaslighting the children, making them question their own memories, their own experiences, their own relationship with their father. Emma was the most vulnerable, 13 years old, already dealing with teenage emotions and hormones, already questioning everything about her life and her identity. Jennifer focused on Emma, told her that Michael didn't approve of her friends, didn't want her to grow up, wanted to control her. None of it was true. Michael had always been supportive of Emma, but Jennifer planted seeds of doubt, and in the fertile ground of teenage rebellion, those seeds grew into resentment. By the time the custody evaluation happened, the kids had been hearing Jennifer's lies for 6 months. 6 months of constant manipulation. 6 months of Mom saying Dad is the problem. 6 months of being told that their own memories and feelings were wrong. And kids, especially young kids, believe what their primary caregiver tells them. They have to. Their survival depends on trusting the adults who care for them. If Mom says Dad is dangerous, then Dad must be dangerous, even if nothing Dad has ever done supports that claim, even if every memory they have contradicts it. Mom wouldn't lie, so their own memories must be false. This is how parental alienation works. It's insidious. It's psychological warfare waged on children who have no defenses against it. Emma, 13, had started refusing to talk to Michael. Wouldn't come to the phone when he called. Wouldn't respond to his text messages. When he tried to pick her up for his court-ordered parenting time, she would lock herself in her room, scream that she didn't want to see him. Jennifer would call the police and say she couldn't force Emma to go. The police would leave. Jennifer would shrug and say, "What can I do? She's 13. She has her own mind." But Emma didn't have her own mind anymore. She had Jennifer's mind, Jennifer's words, Jennifer's manufactured fear and anger. Jake and Sophie were younger, more easily influenced, but also more conflicted. They still remembered playing with Dad, swimming in Papa's pool, being lifted high in the air and caught safely, being hugged and loved and cherished. But Mom was telling them that wasn't real, that Dad had been pretending, that Dad was actually dangerous. They were confused, torn between their own experiences and Mom's dire warnings. They started repeating things Jennifer had told them, but with uncertainty in their voices. Dad yells at Mom. "Does he?" "I think so. Mom said he does. Dad is mean, is he? Sometimes?" "Mom says he is." "We want to live with Mom." "Do we?" "Mom says we should." Dr. Martinez's evaluation took 6 weeks. She met with Michael 3 times, met with Jennifer 3 times, met with the kids individually and together, observed Michael with the kids at his apartment, observed Jennifer with the kids at the marital home. Michael's sessions went well. He was honest, open, vulnerable. He talked about how much he loved his kids, about how he was trying to be a good father during the divorce, about how he was worried about the distance growing between him and Emma. He answered all of Dr. Martinez's questions, provided character references from his boss, his co-workers, the kids' teachers, the soccer parents. Everyone said the same thing. Michael Morrison is a devoted father, kind, patient, involved, never any sign of anger or abuse. But Jennifer had been more strategic. She cried during her sessions, talked about how afraid she had been, how Michael would get angry over small things, how she had to walk on eggshells. She gave specific examples, all fabricated, all designed to sound credible. Last year, Michael threw a coffee mug across the kitchen during an argument. It shattered against the wall. The kids saw it. They were terrified. This never happened. Michael had never thrown anything in his life. But Dr. Martinez wrote it down, investigated further by asking the kids, "Did you ever see Dad throw things?" Jennifer had prepared them. Yes, coffee mug. Kitchen. Scary. The kids repeated the story Jennifer had fed them. A story that never happened became fact in the custody evaluation because 3 people told the same lie. Dr. Martinez's final report recommended primary custody to Jennifer. Her reasoning? The children have expressed a strong preference to live with their mother. Emma, age 13, has stated unequivocally that she does not feel safe with her father. While Mr. Morrison appears to be a caring father and there is no documented evidence of physical abuse, the children's emotional well-being must be the priority. Given their stated fears and preferences, it is recommended that Mrs. Walsh receive primary physical custody, with Mr. Morrison receiving supervised visitation until family therapy can address the children's concerns. It was parental alienation. Textbook manipulation by Jennifer. Classic pattern documented in psychological literature. But Dr. Martinez had missed it. She had taken the children's statements at face value without investigating whether those statements had been influenced by a parent with an agenda. She had believed Jennifer's tears and stories without corroborating them with objective evidence. She had recommended primary custody to the alienating parent, which would only allow Jennifer to continue the alienation. And the court followed Dr. Martinez's recommendation. The temporary custody order gave Jennifer primary custody. Michael got visitation every other weekend and 1 evening per week. 4 days a month with his children. 4 days out of 30. 8 days out of 60. A father who had been present every single day of his children's lives was now relegated to a visitor. An outsider. Someone who needed supervision to be with his own kids. The temporary custody order gave Jennifer primary custody. Michael got visitation every other weekend and 1 evening per week. But when he tried to exercise his visitation, Emma refused to come. Jennifer said she couldn't force her. Jake and Sophie came reluctantly, spent the whole time asking to call Mom, asking when they could go home. It was destroying Michael. The financial discovery was even worse. Jennifer's attorney had been stalling, refusing to produce financial documents. When they finally came through, Robert found something alarming. Jennifer had been hiding money. Over the past 2 years, she had opened secret accounts, credit cards in her name only, a separate bank account at a different bank. She had been funneling money out of their joint accounts, small amounts at first, a few hundred here and there, then larger amounts, $2,000, $5,000. By the time Michael filed for divorce, Jennifer had hidden over $80,000. Money she was claiming didn't exist. Money she said had been spent on household expenses. But Robert traced it. Cash withdrawals, transfers to accounts in her name. She had been planning this divorce for years, hiding assets, building a case, manipulating the children. All while Michael worked overtime to support the family. When we presented this evidence to the court, Jennifer's attorney claimed Jennifer needed that money for security, that she was preparing to leave an unhappy marriage and needed resources to start over. The judge was sympathetic to Jennifer, didn't see the hidden money as a problem, just ordered it factored into the final division of assets. No consequences for lying, no consequences for hiding marital funds. The system was rigged against fathers, against men, against my son. 6 months after Jennifer moved out, Michael lost the house. Jennifer's attorney argued that the children needed stability, that they needed to stay in their childhood home, that Michael could find an apartment. The judge agreed, ordered the house sold and proceeds split 60-40 in Jennifer's favor because she would have primary custody and need a larger home. But until the house sold, Jennifer got to live there, rent-free, while Michael paid the full mortgage. Michael moved into a small apartment, 2 bedrooms, one for him, one for the kids on his weekend visits. He was barely making ends meet. Child support, spousal support, his own rent and expenses, his half of the mortgage until the house sold. He was drowning financially. I helped where I could, paid for groceries, bought the kids clothes for when they stayed with him, helped with gas money. But I'm retired, living on military pension and Social Security. I didn't have much to give. Michael started looking defeated, broken. The kids still barely talked to him. Jennifer was winning on every front. That's when I decided to fight back. I'm a Marine. I served in Desert Storm, Iraq, Afghanistan, 25 years of combat deployments, intelligence work, strategic planning. I know how to fight. I know how to win wars. And this was a war. Jennifer had picked the wrong enemy. I started gathering intelligence. That's what Marines do. We gather information. We analyze patterns. We identify weaknesses. We exploit them. It's what I did for 25 years in military intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, information warfare. I wasn't going to sit back and watch my son be destroyed by a lying, manipulative woman who was using the court system as a weapon. This was war, and I know how to win wars. I hired a private investigator, guy I knew from my service days, former Marine intelligence officer, served with me in Iraq. Now runs a PI firm in Phoenix, specializing in divorce cases, custody disputes, and fraud investigations. His name was Tony Rodriguez. We had stayed in touch after we both retired. Had beers together a few times a year, talked about the old days. When I called him and explained what was happening to Michael, Tony didn't hesitate. "Jack," he said, "I've got you. This is what I do. I've seen this pattern 100 times. Ex-wife lies about the husband, manipulates the kids, hides money. Usually there's more going on. Usually there's an affair. Let me dig." "I need everything on my son's ex-wife," I said. "Everything. Financial records, phone records, social media, where she goes, who she sees, who she talks to. I want to know what she's doing every minute of every day." "You got it," Tony said. "Give me 2 weeks. I'll find out what she's hiding. Because Jack, she's definitely hiding something. Women who go this hard in divorces, who alienate the kids this aggressively, who demand this much money, they always have something to hide." 2 weeks later, Tony came back with a file. A thick file. 3 inches of documents, photos, phone records, financial statements, and surveillance reports. He laid it all out on my kitchen table. "Jack," he said, "your son's ex-wife isn't just a lying, manipulative piece of work. She's been running a long con for years. Jennifer Walsh wasn't just having an affair. She had been having an affair for 2 years, since before the divorce. since before Michael even knew there was a problem, with her real estate broker, a guy named Derek Morrison. No relation to Michael, just unfortunate coincidence in last names. Derek was 45 years old, divorced 3 years ago, had 2 kids of his own who he barely saw because his ex-wife had moved them to California. Derek owned a small real estate brokerage in Scottsdale, upscale properties, luxury homes. Jennifer worked for him as an agent, though she barely sold anything. Tony had photos, lots of photos. Jennifer and Derek entering hotels on Tuesday and Thursday afternoons. Always the same pattern. Jennifer would tell Michael she had showings, would leave the house at 1 p.m., would meet Derek at a Marriott or a Hilton or a boutique hotel in Scottsdale or Phoenix. They would check in under Derek's name, would stay for 2 to 3 hours, would leave separately. Jennifer would come home at 5 or 6 p.m. and tell Michael she had a long day showing properties. This had been going on for 2 years. Tony had hotel receipts going back 24 months, 47 different hotel stays. Jennifer and Derek weren't just having an affair. They were flaunting it, taking risks, getting sloppy. Tony had pulled Jennifer's text messages from her cloud backup. She used an iPhone and had iCloud backup enabled, but hadn't secured it with 2-factor authentication. Basic operational security failure. Once Tony had her email address from public records, he was able to reset her iCloud password and access her backups. Everything was there. Texts with Derek going back 2 years. Thousands of messages. The early messages were romantic, flirty. "I can't stop thinking about you. Last Tuesday was amazing. When can I see you again?" Then they became more explicit. Sexual. Talking about what they did together, what they wanted to do next time. Then, about a year ago, the messages changed, became strategic, planning. "I need to leave Michael, but I need to do it right. I need to maximize what I get." Derek responded with advice. "You need a good attorney, someone aggressive. My ex-wife used Diana Fletcher. She destroyed me financially. Fletcher could do the same to Michael," Jennifer replied. "What about the kids? If I want full custody, what do I need to do?" Derek's response was chilling, calculated, evil. "You need to create a narrative. Start documenting everything. Keep a journal of Michael's behavior, even if you have to exaggerate or make things up. Take photos of anything that could look bad. Keep the kids close to you. Start telling them subtle things about their dad. Plant seeds. By the time you file for divorce, they should be on your side." The text messages showed Jennifer following Derek's advice. She sent Derek photos of Michael sleeping on the couch with the caption, "Passed out again. Doesn't even care enough to come to bed." But Tony cross-referenced the dates. Those were nights Michael had worked late on projects. He had fallen asleep on the couch watching TV because he didn't want to wake Jennifer. She had weaponized his exhaustion from working to support the family. She sent Derek a photo of Michael's face, looking angry with the caption, "His temper is getting worse. I'm scared." But Tony found the original photo in Michael's Facebook timeline. It was from a football game. Michael's team was losing. He was yelling at the TV, normal fan behavior. Jennifer had cropped the photo to remove context and turned it into evidence of abuse. The messages got worse. Showed planning, showed calculation, showed that Jennifer and Derek were orchestrating the entire divorce to maximize Jennifer's financial gain and minimize Michael's rights. "I love you," Jennifer texted Derek. "I can't wait until this divorce is over and we can be together. Michael is so clueless. He has no idea. Just a few more months and I'll have everything. The house, the money, the kids. Then we can start our life together," Derek responded. "You're doing great. Just stick to the plan. Make him look as bad as possible. The worse he looks, the more you get. My attorney got me destroyed in my divorce. You can do the same to Michael," Jennifer replied. "I'm working on the kids. Emma's already on my side. The younger two are coming around. By the time we get to court, they'll say they're afraid of him. That's all the judge needs to hear. Jennifer hadn't left Michael because she was unhappy. She left because she wanted to be with Derek. And she was using the divorce to steal everything from Michael so she could start fresh with her affair partner. But there was more. Much more. Jennifer had been lying about her income. She claimed in her financial disclosures that she made about $20,000 a year from real estate. Barely anything. That's why she was demanding so much spousal support. But Tony found bank deposits that didn't match her story. Cash deposits. Transfers from Derek. Jennifer was making closer to $60,000 a year. She was hiding income to avoid paying her fair share and to maximize what she could take from Michael. And the kids. The parental alienation. Tony interviewed some of the kids' friends' parents. Found out Jennifer had been telling everyone Michael was abusive. That she left for her safety. That the kids were scared of him. All lies. But she was building a narrative. Creating a story that would justify her getting full custody and maximum financial support. I took everything to Robert Chen. Laid it all out. The affair, the hidden income, the parental alienation, the lies to the court. "This is gold," Robert said. "This changes everything. We're filing motions immediately. Emergency motion to modify custody based on new evidence. Motion for sanctions against Jennifer for hiding income. Motion to compel her to produce accurate financial statements. And we're subpoenaing Derek Morrison. If he gave her money, it's marital waste. If they spent marital funds on their affair, Michael is entitled to reimbursement. We're going to destroy her case." But I wasn't done. I wanted Jennifer to know what was coming. I wanted her to feel the fear Michael had been feeling for months. I wanted her to understand that she had made a terrible mistake by underestimating us. By underestimating me. So I did something I'm not proud of but don't regret. Something that crossed a line but needed to be done. I went to her house. The house that used to be Michael's home. The house where my grandchildren lived. The house Jennifer had stolen through lies and manipulation. I drove there on a Wednesday evening. 6 p.m. Jennifer would be home. The kids would be doing homework or watching TV. I parked my truck on the street, walked up the driveway. The same driveway where I had helped Michael pour concrete 10 years ago. Where we had played basketball with Jake. Where Sophie had learned to ride her bike. I knocked on the door, hard, 3 sharp raps, military knock, command presence. Jennifer answered. She was wearing yoga pants and a tank top, glass of wine in her hand. Her face went pale when she saw me standing there. The color literally drained from her face. "Jack," she said nervously, "what are you doing here?" "We need to talk," I said. My voice was calm, cold. The voice I used to use when interrogating enemy combatants. Firm but not threatening, authoritative but controlled. I stepped inside before she could stop me. Didn't push her, didn't touch her, just stepped forward with confidence, and she backed away instinctively. I closed the door behind me. Jennifer backed further into the living room, set her wine glass down on the coffee table. Her hands were shaking. "Jack, you can't just come into my house. This is Michael's house," I said. "You just live here temporarily." "But we both know that's about to change." "What are you talking about?" Her voice was higher than normal. Stressed. "You've been lying," I said quietly. I didn't raise my voice, didn't need to. The quiet intensity was more effective than shouting. "About Michael, about your income, about the kids, about everything. I know about Derek." Jennifer's eyes widened. "I don't know what you're talking about." "Yes, you do," I said. I stepped closer. Not threatening, just closing distance, psychological pressure. "Derek Morrison. Your boss, your affair partner for the last 2 years. I know about the hotel rooms. 47 different times over 2 years. Always on Tuesday and Thursday afternoons. Always while Michael was working to support this family." Jennifer opened her mouth. Closed it. Opened it again. No words came out. I know about the text messages, I continued. The ones where you and Derek planned this divorce, where he told you to make things up about Michael, where you told him you were manipulating the kids, where you said Michael was clueless and you were going to take everything. That's not what happened, Jennifer said weakly. That's exactly what happened, I said. I have the text messages, all of them. 2 years of messages, planning, scheming, lying, coaching you on how to destroy my son. You need to leave, Jennifer said. She was crying now, trying to look like a victim. I've been doing this long, enough to know crocodile tears when I see them. Get out of my house or I'll call the police. Call them, I said. Please. Call them. I'd love to explain to the police why I'm here. I'd love to show them the evidence I have of your perjury, your fraud, your parental alienation. Jennifer didn't move toward her phone. I know about the money you've been hiding, I continued. The $80,000 you funneled out of your joint accounts over 2 years. The cash deposits from Derek. The separate bank account Michael didn't know about. I know you lied on your financial disclosures to the court. That's perjury, Jennifer. That's a crime. You're lying, she said. But her voice had no conviction. I have bank statements, I said. I have deposit records. I have Derek's financial records showing he gave you $30,000 over 2 years. Money that should have been disclosed. Money that came from marital funds that Michael earned. You're done, Jennifer, I said. I stepped closer again. She stepped back until she was against the wall. I didn't touch her, didn't threaten her, just used presence, proximity, the psychological pressure of a trained interrogator. Your attorney is going to know everything. The judge is going to know everything. And Derek, your affair partner who helped you plan this? He's going to be subpoenaed. He's going to have to testify under oath. He's going to have to admit to the affair, to giving you money, to helping you commit fraud. And when that happens, his business is going to be destroyed. His reputation is going to be ruined. And he's going to leave you. Because men like Derek don't stick around when things get difficult. They're cowards who prey on vulnerable women and leave when the consequences come. Get out, Jennifer whispered. You violated court orders by alienating the children, I said. You committed perjury by lying about your income. You committed fraud by hiding assets. You're going to lose everything you tried to steal. You're going to lose custody of those kids, and you're going to pay for every lie, for every tear Michael cried, for every night those children spent believing their father was dangerous when he was just a man who loved them. Where are the kids? I asked. In their rooms, Jennifer said quietly. I want to see them. No. Yes, I said. I'm their grandfather. I have a right to see them. And you're not going to stop me. I walked past Jennifer, down the hallway, to Emma's room. First door on the right. I knocked. Emma, it's Papa. Can I come in? Silence. Then a small voice. Okay. I opened the door. Emma was sitting on her bed with her laptop, homework spread around her. She looked at me warily, not with the love and joy she used to have, with suspicion, with distance, with the poison Jennifer had planted. Hi, sweetheart, I said. I sat in her desk chair, didn't approach the bed, gave her space. I miss you. I miss our Sunday dinners. Mom says you and Dad are ganging up on her, Emma said, repeating Jennifer's words. That's not true, I said. Your dad and I love you. We miss you. We want you to be happy and safe. Mom says Dad is mean to her. Has your dad ever been mean to you? I asked. Emma hesitated. No. Has he ever hurt you or scared you? No, Emma admitted. Then why do you think he would be mean to Mom? I don't know, Emma said. She looked confused, conflicted. Mom says he was, but I don't remember him being mean. That's because he wasn't, I said. Emma, I know this is hard. I know divorce is confusing, but I need you to remember something. Your dad loves you more than anything in the world. He always has. He always will. And sometimes, adults lie, even parents. Mom wouldn't lie, Emma said, but there was doubt in her voice. I hope that's true, I said. But if you ever feel confused or scared, or like you're being asked to choose sides, you can talk to me, anytime, day or night. I'm always here for you. Okay, Emma said quietly. I stood up, kissed the top of her head. She didn't pull away. I love you, Emma Bear. I love you too, Papa, she whispered. I left her room, checked on Jake and Sophie. They were in the playroom watching TV, saw me and ran over for hugs. Papa, when are we coming to your house? Soon, I promised, very soon. Jennifer was in the living room when I came back, still crying, still playing the victim. I'm calling my attorney, she said. You threatened me. I didn't threaten you, I said. I told you the truth. There's a difference. But please, call your attorney. Tell Diana Fletcher that everything is about to come out. Tell her that her client committed perjury. Tell her that her aggressive tactics based on lies are about to backfire spectacularly. And tell Derek that he's about to lose everything he helped you steal. I walked to the door, turned back. One more thing, Jennifer. Those kids, they're going to figure out the truth. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but eventually they're going to realize you lied to them. You manipulated them. You used them as weapons against their father. And when they figure it out, they're never going to forgive you. You'll lose them forever. Not because of Michael, not because of me, because of what you did. I walked out, left her standing there terrified. Good. She should be terrified. She had terrorized my son and grandchildren for months, tried to destroy a good man through lies and manipulation, tried to steal his children, his money, his future. Now it was her turn to feel fear, to understand that actions have consequences, that lies eventually get exposed, that justice eventually comes. I got in my truck and drove home. Called Robert Chen. It's done, I told him. She knows we're coming. She knows what we have. File everything tomorrow. Let's end this. The emergency hearing was scheduled for 2 weeks later. Robert filed all our motions, included all of Tony's evidence, photos of Jennifer and Derek, hotel receipts, bank statements showing hidden income, text messages showing the affair and Jennifer's manipulations. Jennifer's attorney, Diana Fletcher, tried to get the evidence excluded, claimed it was obtained illegally. But Robert proved everything was obtained legally. Private investigators can surveil people in public. Cloud backups that aren't password protected are fair game. Bank records Michael had joint access to were legitimate discovery. The judge, a woman named Sandra Kim, reviewed everything. Then she looked at Jennifer with disgust. Mrs. Walsh, Judge Kim said, did you or did you not have an extramarital affair with Mr. Derek Morrison? Jennifer hesitated. Her attorney whispered to her. I invoke my Fifth Amendment. Right, Jennifer said. Judge Kim's eyebrows raised. You understand that in a civil proceeding I can draw negative inferences from your refusal to answer? Jennifer said nothing. Judge Kim continued. Did you hide income from the court in your financial disclosures? Again, Jennifer invoked the Fifth. Did you make false statements to the custody evaluator about Mr. Morrison being abusive? Fifth Amendment. Judge Kim had seen enough. Based on the evidence presented and Mrs. Walsh's refusal to answer basic questions about her conduct, I am making the following orders. Custody is immediately modified to 50-50 shared physical and legal custody. Mrs. Walsh, you are ordered to stop making any negative statements about Mr. Morrison to the children. You are ordered to encourage the children's relationship with their father. Failure to comply will result in contempt charges and possible change of primary custody to Mr. Morrison. Furthermore, this case is being referred to the district attorney for possible perjury charges related to your financial disclosures. Mrs. Walsh, you have lied to this court. That will not be tolerated. Jennifer started crying. Your Honor, I can explain. You've had months to explain, Judge Kim said. You chose to lie instead. This hearing is continued in 30 days for further review. Michael looked at me. I nodded. First victory. But we weren't done. Over the next 30 days, things moved fast. The district attorney opened an investigation into Jennifer's perjury. Derek Morrison was subpoenaed to testify about his financial relationship with Jennifer. He lawyered up immediately, tried to claim privilege, but he wasn't married to Jennifer. No privilege. He had to testify. Admitted to the affair. Admitted to giving Jennifer money, about $30,000 over 2 years. That was marital waste. Money Derek gave Jennifer using marital funds should have been split with Michael. Robert filed for reimbursement. Jennifer's attorney tried to negotiate, offered to settle. Give Michael 60% of the house equity. Split retirement accounts fairly. Reduce child support to reasonable levels. But Michael, on my advice, said no. We want full accountability. We want the truth on record. We want Jennifer sanctioned. We're going to trial. The trial was scheduled for 3 months later. In the meantime, Michael got his kids back. 50-50 custody meant the kids were with him half the time. Emma was still resistant at first, wouldn't talk to Michael, stayed in her room during visits, but slowly, without Jennifer's constant manipulation, she started to come around, started to remember that her dad loved her, that he had always been there for her, that the things Jennifer said weren't true. Jake and Sophie adjusted faster. They were younger, less influenced. Within a few weeks, they were happy to see Dad again, excited for his weekends. Michael's apartment became a home. I helped him decorate the kids' room, bought them new things, made sure they knew they were loved and wanted. Family dinners started happening at my house again, all 4 of my grandkids and Michael. Jennifer wasn't invited. The trial lasted 5 days. Robert presented all the evidence: the affair, the hidden money, the parental alienation. He called Tony Rodriguez to testify about his investigation. Called Derek Morrison, who had to admit under oath that he and Jennifer had been planning their life together using Michael's money. Called Dr. Martinez, the custody evaluator, who admitted she had based her recommendation on the children's statements without investigating whether those statements were influenced by a parent. Called the kids' teachers, who testified that they had never seen any signs of abuse or fear when the children talked about their father. Jennifer's attorney tried to defend her, claimed Jennifer was just protecting herself and the children, that she had a right to start a new relationship. That mistakes in financial disclosures were honest errors, not perjury. The judge wasn't buying it. Judge Kim issued her ruling from the bench. This is one of the most egregious cases of parental alienation and financial fraud I have seen in 20 years on the bench. Mrs. Walsh, you systematically lied to this court, manipulated your children, and attempted to destroy your ex-husband financially and emotionally. Your conduct is reprehensible. The court orders the following. Primary physical custody is awarded to Mr. Morrison. Mrs. Walsh will have supervised visitation until she completes a parental alienation treatment program. Mrs. Walsh will pay Mr. Morrison $10,000 in attorney fees as a sanction for her misconduct. Mrs. Walsh will reimburse Mr. Morrison $30,000 for marital waste related to her affair. The marital home will be sold and proceeds split 50-50. All retirement accounts will be split 50-50. Mrs. Walsh will pay child support to Mr. Morrison based on her actual income, not her fraudulent reported income. That amount is $1,200 per month. No spousal support is awarded. Mrs. Walsh, you attempted to use this court to perpetrate a fraud. You used your children as weapons. That ends today. Michael started crying. Relief, vindication, justice. Jennifer looked destroyed. Her attorney tried to speak. Your Honor, we'd like to appeal. You may appeal, Judge Kim said. But my orders stand pending appeal. This case is closed. 2 years after Michael first showed up at my door with nothing but his truck, We were standing in my backyard at a family barbecue. All 3 grandkids were in the pool, laughing, playing, happy. Emma, now 15, had apologized to Michael. Said she was sorry for believing Mom's lies. Said she understood now that Dad had always loved her. She was in therapy dealing with the manipulation she had experienced. But she was healing. Jake and Sophie, now 13 and 10, had adjusted. Completely. They split time between Michael's house and Jennifer's supervised visits. But they were clear about who they trusted, who they felt safe with. Michael was still in his apartment, but he was saving for a house. The sale of the marital home had given him enough for a down payment. He was rebuilding, financially, emotionally, as a father. Jennifer's life had fallen apart. The perjury investigation had resulted in probation and fines. Her real estate license was suspended for ethics violations. Derek had broken up with her once the legal bills started piling up. She was working as a waitress, living in a small apartment, supervised visitation with her kids twice a week. She had tried to destroy Michael and ended up destroying herself. I don't feel sorry for her. Not even a little bit. She made her choices. She lied. She manipulated. She used her children as weapons. She got exactly what she deserved. Now, 2 years later, Michael is thriving. The kids are happy and healthy. Emma is applying to colleges. Jake plays basketball. Sophie is in dance. They have a normal, loving relationship with their father. They see their mother, but guardedly. They know what she did. They're processing it in therapy. But they're okay. They're going to be okay. I see my grandkids every week. Family dinners every Sunday. Just like before. Except now they really appreciate it. They know what it's like to almost lose this, to have someone try to take it away. Michael tells them all the time, "Your grandpa saved us. He fought for us when I couldn't fight anymore. He never gave up. That's what family does. I'm 72 years old now, retired Marine, served my country for 25 years. But the battle I fought for my son and grandchildren? That was the most important mission of my life. I used everything I learned in the military. Intelligence gathering, strategic planning, psychological operations, resource management, persistence, refusal to surrender. And we won. Michael won. The kids won. Jennifer lost. Justice was served. If you're watching this video, I want you to know something. If you're going through a divorce where your ex is lying about you, manipulating your children, using the court system as a weapon, don't give up. Fight. Document everything. Hire a good attorney. Hire a private investigator if you need to. Gather evidence. Expose the lies. The system is often biased against fathers. I won't pretend it isn't. But the truth is powerful. Evidence is powerful. And if you keep fighting, justice can prevail. Don't let your ex alienate your children. Don't let them poison your kids against you. Stay involved. Stay consistent. Show your kids love even when they're being manipulated. Eventually, the truth comes out. Kids grow up. They figure out who was lying and who was telling the truth. They see who was there for them and who was using them. Be patient. Be persistent. And most importantly, don't fight alone. Get help. From family. From professionals. From people who understand what you're going through. I was able to help Michael because I had resources. Military intelligence experience, money for a private investigator, time to dedicate to the fight. Not everyone has those resources. But there are organizations that help fathers going through this, support groups, legal aid, parental alienation experts. Use them. You're not alone, and you're not powerless. The system may be rigged, but it's not invincible. Truth and persistence can overcome manipulation and lies. It just takes time and determination. Thank you for watching my story. I hope it helps someone out there who's fighting for their kids. I hope it gives you courage to keep going even when things look hopeless. I hope it reminds you that you're fighting for the most important thing in the world. Your relationship with your children. If this story resonated with you, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment telling me where you're watching from. And if you're going through something similar, tell me your story. Let's support each other. God bless you all, and remember, never surrender. Never give up on your kids. Never let anyone tell you that you don't matter. You do matter. Your children need you, and they're worth fighting for. On the end screen, I'm leaving you 2 more stories from this channel that I think you'll find powerful and inspiring. They're about ordinary people who faced extraordinary challenges and came out victorious. Thank you for staying until the end. Until next time, keep fighting the good fight. Semper Fi.